Kevin Wallace. He's run his farm for a long time. He's a very smart, very experienced bloke. And his business is under threat, serious threat, from these sky-high energy costs. He's just been quoted a 61% rise in his energy costs if he locks in for 2 years. Why isn't there an energy price cap for firms as well as households?
Yeah, well, I honestly can't answer that one. And, we feel quite strongly about this. And it's comments that I've made before that there really ought to be. I mean, if you look at it relative to the price cap for domestic users, for electricity, you're looking at around 17p per kilowatt hour, and for gas around 7p. And I don't know exactly how that sort of looks with Kevin, but, to put it into perspective, and I could quote many examples, but we've got a property business that we act for who have gone from sort of 16.58p, so it's in and around the existing sort of price cap for sort of domestic users at home. And they're going up to 52.6p per kilowatt hour. So it's all pretty consistent. Another sort of threefold increase. They were paying £400 per month. They're going to be increased to £1,100 per month. So that's an increase of over £8,000 per year. And that has to be compensated for from somewhere. So I think it's just a question of when that happens, when are they going to step in? And, hopefully for all of us, it's going to be before it's too late, because, there's already a number of clients that we're acting for who are, very, very close to going into administration as a result of this sort of crisis.
At the very least, Callum, I know it's difficult and, you've been on my show before. I know your heart's absolutely in the right place. But at the very least, if I tell you that Kevin Wallace is facing quotes of his monthly energy unit going up from about 80 quid to 189 quid a month on a 1-year fixed basis, or 80 quid to 207 quid a month on a 2-year fix, you can at least reassure him he isn't being singled out. He's not being particularly ripped off. These are the kind of quotes that businesses are getting across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I realise that it offers very little consolation to Kevin, but there are many, many, many thousands of examples of this. I mean, there are some businesses that are sitting in quite a fortunate position, which is that they've fixed in their energy deal beyond the sort of increases that we've seen over the last few months, and they're sitting there quite comfortably as it stands, but faced with the prospect of enormous price increases. But there are also a very large number who aren't in that position, who are either negotiating their contracts now or have negotiated them in the last sort of few months. And, the other thing that we're finding as well is that there are new businesses or people who are looking to start new businesses who are fazed by it and actually put off by the idea. So, again, I could quote many examples, but, we're acting for a small Greek restaurant, and again, similar sort of rates. Gas, we're seeing more of an increase than we are electricity. So they're looking at sort of rates of 16p, where previously it was sort of 2 to 3p. Bearing in mind the price cap for domestic is around 7p. And, they've been fortunate to be able to set their business up. But I know that there'll be examples of businesses out there or prospective business owners who are sort of put off by the idea. So, no, certainly Kevin isn't isolated, unfortunately.